Since Birmingham is a new South city, making it very young, founded in 1871, there's not a lot of history here before that as far as industry and things, because Birmingham the steel industry has not come here yet. It is the new South city that does. So for a company like McWane to be part of a 100-year celebration is mammoth. Anything that's 100 years old has got to be outstanding, and they are. And I think the strongest point is it's a family tradition that goes on through. That linkage is very rare, and I think that's what makes McWane unique.
Literally the backbone of 1,000 industries in skilled labor, inventive genius, and the spirit of enterprise that is so typical of America.
And the fact that they look beyond themselves in their quiet, modest way to make a difference, not only in cast iron pipe and their industries, but also in the lives of those around them. I'm Carolyn Green Satterfield. My profession is a PhD in history and 30 years at Samford University as a history teacher and author of 8 books, and including centennial histories and mostly local histories. Jamie McWane asked me years ago to do some research on the family. In 1904, McWane decides he's ready to leave, go out on his own. And so he chooses Birmingham, Alabama. He's well aware of the industrial city that Birmingham is becoming.
So the reason Birmingham is actually here and why we're called the Magic City is the close proximity of the 3 major elements for making pig iron. That's the hematite seams, so the iron ore seams, coal, and limestone. In
1921, he resigns from the SIPCO and decides to start off on his own and to set up McWane Cast Iron and Pipe.
The basic transition from the iron ore products is you're taking the iron out of the ground, smelting the iron out of it in a place like Sloss, where they're just turning it into the first form of iron, pig iron, the crudest form of actual iron. Then we would take those bars and sell it to companies like McWane, who would then remelt those iron bars, turn it into products that people would use every day, like cast iron pipe, which would help get their water to their homes.
Water is the only utility that's delivered to people's homes that they consume.
We have a very positive relationship with McWane. They're reliable for us. We know that when we walk up to them, they're going to be working for us or for the fire department to protect our community.
We can't have something break down because there's something on the line. The quality of their products are unmeasured in what we need out of them.
Without public water supply, we do not have the communities in the sense that we have them today. We certainly don't have public health in the sense that we have it today. And without the infrastructure, the hydrants, the valves, the pipes provided by companies like McWane, we don't have community water supply, period.
You can sometimes tell an individual, when it comes to his philanthropic endeavors, where his heart really is.
The philanthropy from McWane Inc. and the McWane family supports every single aspect of McWane Science Center. It allows us to serve children from all over. It allows us here in this collection area to not only teach the body of knowledge of science, but contribute to the body of knowledge of science. The research that happens here could never happen without the support of McWane Inc.
To my knowledge, we've always invested in our communities and our folks that work with us. I think a common theme, certainly over the last 40 years, has been children, health, and education. And you can see that in the things that we give to Children's Hospital, the Science Center, education scholarships, those things. We have a common denominator as to what we're interested in. We think that is what the future is, the kids.
Just as J.R. McWane saw the vision for what Vulcan could become for our community, Philip McWane and the McWane Company recognized that the importance of this statue was well beyond just its importance to the iron and steel industry, that it had stood for generations for who and what we are as a community.
When people think about McWane, I hope that they see it as a positive force.
Communities are very important when it comes to sustainability of an organization. We understand that when we contribute, when we're good stewards to our environment and to the community in which we live in, that impacts the economy and that helps us thrive. It helps us be a better employer, it helps us be a better place to work, and it shows that we really care for the communities that we live in.
It is a combination of being present and in the present. In many factories and success, it is the workman, it is the team, it is on all levels the responsibility that one takes to make it all come together.
To the many thousands of team members, we know as a family and as a company that we can't succeed without their skill and dedication. There's too many different trades that require career worth of time and expertise in order to achieve it.
Started in January of 1977. A lot of people in here now wasn't even born at that time.
42 years. It's been quite a ride.
I've been working for McWane for 22 years.
A little over 48 years, I think.
So my grandfather worked here for 36 years. He was a machine shop general foreman, and my father also works here. He's been here for 38 years.
I was always proud that my dad and my grandmother and my Uncle Ray all worked for MRAs.
I worked at Tyler Union for 26 years.
Here I've been with M&H Valve for 22 years.
It's a challenge. I love it. We all get along together. We teach each other something different on each other's job.
MRAs is really a family, so good and bad, we all stand together and work together.
My son started here first, then my husband, and then myself.
Things we do here in Alabama or other parts of the United States is being used throughout the world and providing safe, reliable drinking water to other individuals that need it every day.
We're really striving hard to do our best to keep this going, and it's something that a lot of us ought to be proud of.
But as far as since I've started here in 1982, our safety has improved beyond any expectations anyone could have.
So our metal casting facility, being a VPP Star OSHA site, really attests to our teamwork. So it has to start with management buying into chasing an initiative like that.
When you think about turning your faucet on and getting water out, it seems like a simple process, but the complexity of the water systems that it takes to get product from point A into that faucet is vast.
Because I can look back over and say, I'm part of the reason your water is running. I am part of knowing that I made a difference.
I wish my great-grandfather, J.R. McWane, could see the results and the things that have come to pass because of the legacy he started in 1921. I can't imagine the benefits if you added them all together, monetarily, emotionally, what that number would be. It's just astounding. And we work hard to maintain his legacy, because he is where it started from, and the folks that work with him.
But I would say this, all of the adversities, it wasn't all glorious. There were depressions, there were wars, there were setbacks, and there were financial wounds that everybody in the family felt and experienced. They made it through it all, and that is, I think, the greatness of these men. I think these McWanes were leaders and rose to the occasion, whatever came their way.